You're now listening to the 11:30 podcast. Enjoy the show.
Nasty, hateful, insane nation that doesn't exist.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Y'all already know what it is, man. Welcome back, everyone, to the 11:30 podcast. What's good, everybody doing out there, man? We made it here, man. Another week in the building. You know what time it is. It's not 7:30, it's 11:30. It's time for the podcast. Good morning, good night, good afternoon to all my listeners all across the world. For everyone who's listening on Spotify and everyone who came back here on the YouTube side. Appreciate it so much. And if you're new to the podcast, definitely do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button down below. I don't know what you're waiting for. It's going to be a great one, as it is all the time. Like it, leave a comment, do all that great stuff. And don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, like I said, man, it's time for the podcast, man. I'm about to get into it. Got a great guest, you guys, that's going to be joining me this week here on the podcast. He's one half of the Shockalou podcast on YouTube, you guys. And also, my guy, Dr. Shockalou, is going to be joining me here on the podcast this week. I'm all excited as I am all the time. But we ain't gonna waste no more time. We're gonna get into the show. We're gonna bring my guy, Dr. Shockalou, here on the show. What's going on?
What's up, big dog? Let me do my shots fired. Y'all know it's your
Shockalou
boy,
Dreams.
the infamous Dr. Shockalou, one part of the podcast show, Shockalou Dreams, where we talk that shit, walk that shit, and always be about that shit. And sorry if I cussed on the show, bro, but that's how we start our show always. So my apologies to the guests and everybody, but greetings and salutations, love, peace, and happiness to everybody. And let's get this show popping, dog. I'm here with my man, the 11:30 podcast show. Thank you for having me on here, big dog, and let's get it popping, baby.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Hey, look at you, all free to do whatever. I like the sound effects, man. I definitely dig it, man.
Oh.
I appreciate it. How life treating you?
Bro, it's life, baby. I mean, you know, it has ups and downs, but we out here living, dog. You know, if you don't move, you don't eat, bro. So that's always the slogan, dog. You got to stay focused and put maximum effort in what you do.
Yeah, you're right about that. Definitely right about that, man. I appreciate that. Once again, I appreciate you taking the invite to come on the podcast, man. I sent out the invitation, you know, to have Black entrepreneurs, man, such as yourself, to come on the podcast. Appreciate you taking the invite. And a bit of what we was chatting about before the podcast is just about keeping, you know, Black brothers, you know, together, man, and spreading knowledge within together, man. Because we was just chatting before the show, man. I like what you're doing. I was telling my guests last week, we as Black people have a hard time, man, just trying to congratulate the next Black brother or just, you know, support them in anywhere, you know, they trying to go. And that includes family also.
Yeah, bro. Like I'm just like you said, man. We were actually, let's get into it, man.
Access granted.
You know, we were just talking about this a few seconds ago before we started the show, and what I had started saying is like we're a bunch of crabs in the bucket, man, and I just don't understand that. If you see it in any other groups, they will hold each other down and thug it out. Now we will too, but if it's only to go do our gangster shit, if we don't go pop off, we about to slide, we about to drill, we about to go murk on something. But if it's to build each other, to build a team, it's like very hard, bro, and like people don't understand, like. You know, I like to put things kind of like a football. You know, you got to learn your position, and that's your position. That's your part.
Yeah.
Like if we're a team, and see, like how I try to build with my crew and stuff is like I don't care if you're the star or if I'm the star or whoever. We're all gonna eat here. Like it ain't all right. I'm getting 80%. You getting 20. Nah, dog. We all putting this in here. You played your part. Yeah. I had you go out there all day, go past those flyers. Dog, you getting the same percentage I'm getting, bro. It's just you got to believe. But if you don't believe, then I can't do it like that. But if you believe, bro, we in this together.
A lot of people don't believe though, and like how you said, playing your part, and it's all about like a team effort in this. Yeah. So a lot of people, everybody want to be the boss. Everybody can't be the boss.
No,
it's only one boss. Oh, it's only
Facts,
one boss, and everybody just don't know how to just play their part, man.
bro. You just said it, man. Like I've been doing this now for 2 years, going on 3 years. I done had a crew of people, man. This Shockalou Dreams wasn't even the first original name. I had like different names, but I had other people that wanted to do everything, but never wanted to put maximum effort. Never wanted to do this, wanted to do that. And then I'm like, okay, if I'm the one doing everything, and you're not even about to do anything I'm even asking you to do, well, what do I need you for? Because I
Hmm.
already had the vision. I just needed people to come walk with me and believe. But if you don't want to
Yep.
believe and put the maximum effort in, then it's like, all right, bro. One thing I know, I'm gonna stay focused, put that tunnel vision on, and keep going. And
Yeah.
you know, not to brag or boast or to talk my shit, but this is what we do over here at Shockaloo Dreams. I mean, you can see the proof is in the pudding. I started off with like trash ass video, trash ass audio, but I took the time and I
Hmm.
invested. And quality
Yep.
equals quantity, not quantity. You know what I mean? Like I
Yep.
put time and effort into this. That's why it's going to
Hmm.
get somewhere. But if you don't put the
Exactly.
time and don't want to push and move and share and everything, that's another thing I
Hmm.
would like to talk about too, man. Like we were just saying once again, it's still in the same subject that we're talking about with the crabs in the bucket concept. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you got friends. I got friends. I got
Hmm.
friends that I done some shit with.
Yeah.
But you know what? They won't share, subscribe, like, or let a motherfucker know anything what we doing. But I got people right now that are from other countries, other places that I've never met in my life, such as yourself. And
That's
look at
real.
where we're at now.
I talk
And it's
about that.
sad,
I don't.
bro. It's
It
sad. Like that
is.
shit always flares me the fuck up. Thank you, love.
It is. I talk about that every week, man. Every week is. I almost have different
But then
guests
when you get
almost each
right,
and every week.
but then when you get right and
Uh.
get that paper, that's when they all want to be there. And then they all gonna be chanting.
Hmm. Hmm.
Shockaloo
People think.
dreams.
And I'm like, that's a
People
big
think.
negative, Ghost Rider.
People think stuff just supposed to, fall in their lap and just come overnight without working hard, though. Like you said, I had different guests each and every week from across the country, from Chicago, Florida, LA, and they would subscribe and they'd be like, man, I like what you do or whatever like that. But you will have your friend or someone that you close with who won't even mention it, won't even say anything about what you're doing or try to support you though, because they feel like it's not benefiting them.
Facts.
Like damn, like
And
we
the
if
thing
we
is crazy is like,
family.
what do you think it's not gonna benefit you, bro? You think if I'm eating, I'm gonna leave you like just I mean, if you know me personally, you know I'm not gonna leave you in no slums. Like if I'm eating, bro,
Hmm.
you eating too. You gotta help
Exactly.
build this. But they're like, nah, you know what? If he got it, we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna wait. And they're like, oh no,
Yeah.
man, I knew him. I went to school with him. What is it? I'm like, now you're playing yourself, buddy.
and then when the come up come, here they go talking about, oh, we rich. No, we not rich. I'm rich.
That's a negative Ghost Rider. No, no.
I'm
No.
rich. Not
Yes.
we not rich. Oh
Yes.
man. But big facts though, man. Like we as black people gotta stick together and learn how to, help one another out, man. Lend a hand and do something positive, in the world and stuff like that, man. Oh man, great start to the podcast. We're gonna keep that going on, you guys, in just a bit. We're gonna kind of like we'll run back to that, but we're gonna move on the podcast. Shockaloo, man, Dr. Shockaloo, you got a dope podcast on YouTube, and I was checking it out. And one I think it's the latest episode you and your co-host was doing where you were talking about just men and women, in the dating, aspect and stuff like that, and how it's easier for women to go out, and get whoever they want versus to a man who is 5'5" and he's the average
Oh,
dude and
definitely.
stuff like that. But one question ahead of my new show that's coming in a couple of weeks, everyone. Beyond 11:30, we'll be talking parenting, sex, relationships, everything, man. So I thought it would be, a dope topic to ask you and also and for everyone listening and watching, because this is something we're going to be talking about on the podcast, and it's not based on obligation or duty though, but how often do you think, or how often do you believe a wife and a husband should have sex? How often should sex should be a thing?
Oh man. Man, I wish my lady was sitting here right now. I mean, she is right here, but I wish she was right next to us hearing this stuff. Actually, there she goes right there.
Hey,
Actually,
how
put
you
the headphones
doing?
on so you can hear the question what he just asked me right now. Oh, you heard it? Okay, man. Look, I think that it is imperative that you guys have sex because this is one of the things. And I've seen this happen multiple times in relationships. It's driving me crazy. It's like right in the beginning, this is what I normally do now. And me and her have talked about this before when we first started dating. In the beginning, when you usually get with somebody, you're all on this
Hmm.
phone, sexting all day, whispering sweet nothings, and sex is like fantastic. Boom. Let 6 months go by. Now y'all sitting by the TV next to each other. The show's over. Y'all don't have one fucking thing in common. Don't even know what to talk about. Now you're just like, damn, I'm just, sitting here chilling with Shorty. That's why I tell people now, man, if you're dating and you start with somebody, man, look, go ahead and fast forward. Tell them, look, man, okay, I know this is great. I know this is cool, but let's fast forward to 6 months. I need to know what the fuck we gonna get ourselves into. Are you a person that likes to have sex a lot? And if you do, then okay, cool, I'm digging it. We can probably work something out here. But if you're a person that doesn't like to have sex a lot, and you or her, whoever it is, has a higher sex drive, then that's a big issue. That's a big problem. And there's like things you need to find out ahead of the game before you. And I know it goes through the process of the courtship and everything, but there's certain things that you should find out. And like one thing I know women hate a lot is when you ask a woman what you bring to the table. You goddamn right, I'm gonna ask you what you bring to the table. Now I'm not gonna ask you like maybe not straight out what do you bring to the table, but I am gonna ask you because if you're like if you're a brother that's making some decent money and you doing certain things, like hey, you just don't want no bum woman around you. It's not gonna do anything, ain't got no motivation. She just think because she gonna top you off and give you some poom poom sometimes that's all it takes. I'm like, yeah, it did when somebody was 20 years old, maybe because that's all we thinking when we're at that time and age, man. We just want to poke something. Let me hit. But as you get older and you start to see things different, you start to become a man and you see like the poom poom is important because we do need that. It's a part of the supplements. But there's more to it that we do need too. We need peace. We need tranquility. We need you to not to sound fucked up, but to cook me a meal, to do other things for me. Like I'm gonna take care of this, but you need to hold this down for me. And it's not all, So if we can't even fit on those type of pages, and look, that's why I say let's fast forward to see where we actually gonna be at. Because if you can't even be on those pages, we like honestly we wasting time. And for a man, as long as you keep making money, really, I mean, we all got time, but the time is better for you. For a woman, you don't have too much time. You really don't. Because if you think about it, the younger you are, that's when they all hollering at you. It's like Mike Jones said, back then they didn't want me. Well, no. Yeah, we got to reverse that. That would be for us men. Back then they didn't want us, but now we hot, they all on us. On y'all, when y'all was hot then, now you getting older. Now we don't want you. We want that young buck.
Okay. I dig it. I dig it. So you said it's imperative though, but how many times though? I mean, is 6 times a week too much? Four times a week? Because
yeah, my
me
bad. I ran
personally,
it off.
no, I like it. I dig it. Me personally, I'm more like 4 or 5 times a week. My fiance would be like, I don't, but I'm like, hold up, wait a minute, like, I'm digging you, and I'm the.
For me, it
Say it
should be
again.
every day. For me, it should be every day.
Okay.
All right, 5 times a week. Okay, I got you. 5 times a week. But I'm a person that, it's every day.
Okay.
To keep your man happy, it's every day. You better feed him good, have him good sex, keep him happy, and you good.
See why I got a big smile on my face.
Shockalou
I dig
dream.
it. I dig it. I feel like in a scenario, women should initiate more, and I feel like men do more initiating. If I'm walking past you, or I'm rolling past you, and I smack your ass, you don't have to look at me twice. You know what's up. You don't have to be like, oh, why you do that or stuff like that. Like, I feel like men do all the initiating, or majority of times, but I feel like women could do more initiating to have sex, not just more so when they want it, I guess, but when your man, your man wanted it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's a double edged sword, man, because I'm kind of confused sometimes because I don't know sometimes whether to say something or not, because it could be that early in the morning and you the one that's in beast mode and she not. She's like straight in the fifth room asleep, and you like, bro, I just gotta get this out of me, man. Like, damn. So it's a give or take, dog. But like you
Okay,
said, man,
okay.
I do, and just like the lady said, um, I think it should be every day. If not every day, you can miss one day, maybe two tops, but we can't go more than 3 or 4 days. The only time that we should go through those times is when you have to go through your resurrection to come back to life, because they have their little 7 days that they have to you know, get rid of the fluids, and then they can resurrect back to being their normal selves. Because I believe at that time they kind of get on demon time. It wouldn't be all aggy and mean and shit. So when
Yeah.
they come back to
Uh,
life and resurrect, it's like, you just got to be prepared, brother, and get it right.
I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm definitely with it, man. I appreciate the answer though. Are you a father?
Negative, sir. But I am
Okay.
a stepfather to two kids, and I am a stepfather to like about two of my nephews for sure, and then my little niece too. And I
Okay.
have
That's
my
cool.
actually, I'm lying. Those are my great nieces and nephews, and then I am a father to my niece because I took
Hey,
care of
that's
her
what's
since she
up.
was a kid. I
That's
just
what's
don't
up.
have no biologicals, but I got a squad.
Hey, it's all good. It's all good. You're a father figure to someone, man, and that means a lot, though. But I was gonna ask though, with everything you got going on with Shockaloo Dreams, though, too, how do you manage with that and just keeping everything and just trying to be the best person that you could be, within yourself and stuff like that.
Man, sometimes it's a problem because I've acknowledged it to my lady before. Like every days, bro. Like as soon as I wake up, well, I do this every day, but it's something I'm used to now. Like I got to get up, look for new topics, see what how the page is doing, post up, uh, put something on the story, put something on the reel. You got to do it. You got to do all this stuff if you're trying to promote your stuff or get your stuff going because I wish I had like a real squad that could help me do this, but sorry to
Hmm.
say, it's just me by myself. So I got to get up and do this
Yeah.
all the time. And
Hmm.
uh, she understands. Thank God, because I know other women would be pissed off about half the time that I'm doing this. And when I'm not doing this, I'm also trying to promote my embroidery brand and stuff because we also got Shockaloo Dreams Customs where we customize pretty much anything you want, hoodies, hats, we do shoes, we do pretty much anything. So like I'm always busy doing that, and if I'm not doing that, then I'm doing my regular job. So
Oh, okay.
like I'm pretty busy, but
Hey.
somehow some way I make time, and actually she kind of contributes to half the stuff too, because if it wasn't for her, a lot of this stuff wouldn't been
Mm.
been here. And because like I said before, I've had multiple people with me, and they've all did the Thanos on me.
Yeah.
But it's like
Hey,
it's
it's
all
just
good.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. The come up is gonna be strong. Like me
Yeah.
myself, I've been doing it all by myself, man, and just trying to get into the next level and just trying to work hard and stuff. What made you come up with the podcast? Did you had this passion to do it, or just something
No,
that
actually,
was
I'm gonna
like, you
tell
know
you
what?
how it went down. It used to be me and three of my. Well, no, actually, I'm sorry. One of my homeboys that I used to chill with back in the days. I haven't talked to the kid in years, and then finally one day we just ended up linking back up. So he introduced me to one of his friends that was going to Full Sail working on music. At that time,
Full
I used
sale?
to, yeah, used to go to Full Sail.
Okay.
At the time, I used to do music too, which I still kind of do, but I'm not Jay-Z. I'm not gonna be the 40-year-old rapper. Okay, so we're not gonna do that. But I still
Okay.
make beats. You can go check out Dr. Shockalou Instagram, and you can see some beats and stuff I did there. But it's nothing spectacular. Just I do it for the love of it. I've always been a hip hop head. Been doing this, for years. So, anyways, get back to the story. Um, so they talked about a podcast show they wanted to do, and they offered me. if I wanted to be a part of it. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do this. So we ended up going downtown. We live in Orlando. If people don't know Orlando, Florida, um, we ended up going downtown, looking up at a studio and everything, thinking everything was gravy with the homies. I was like, all right. At the time, I had like about 5 bands saved up. So I was like, yo, I will invest everything I got to get this shit popping. Let's go. So everybody was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So me, I'm like, all right, cool. So I start taking initiative into it. I was like, all right, look, man, we're gonna have to organize this. We're gonna start doing this and blah, blah, blah. And make a long story short, nobody was like making any moves to even like link up so we could start having meetings and figure out how we're gonna do things. So after a while, I was like, all right, well, let me get up out of here. Let them boys do what they doing. Crickets on that side of the game. No disrespect to them boys because they still homies. None but love for them, but it was crickets on that side of the game. They didn't get nothing popping off. So I ended up getting with another homie of mine. Like me and me. Before I even finish all these stories, I'm gonna let y'all guys know. During your journey of whatever it is you're trying to do, people are gonna think you're crazy. People are gonna turn against you. People ain't gonna want to be your friends no more. They're gonna think all sorts of stuff about you. But as long as you stay true to yourself and stay what's going on, you will see in the long run, it was all worth it. It was all worth it. They just didn't believe. That's all it is.
Stole the words out my mouth, man.
But let me continue, dog. I'm telling you, bro, I got a story of this. So after that, I get with this is one of my partners, bro. Me and this man are like brothers, bro. Like we done did dirt, all sorts of shit together. So we started to do our own podcast show. It was called Filthy Topics. I came up with the name and everything. It was me, my boy. It was actually me and it was 2 of them. We started together, boom. So I started it again. I got some bread. Let me start buying some equipment. I started buying the mixing board. I was already doing my little studio. So I was like, all right, I already got one mic. Let me get another mic. Let me get some more stuff and we can start recording. So eventually I got some stuff together. Start getting 2 or 3 shows in. We got into one show that we ended up talking about Prozac. And man, that shit went left. Them boys started arguing about the situation because one of them had to take some pills and the other one was like, well, why are you taking pills for? And blah, blah, blah. It was straight anarchy. So that fell off. So then it was me and my other homeboy. Then me and him fell off. So then I stayed with the other one. So it was me, him, and then I got my partner who you see now in the episodes now that's Big G, aka Supreme Rex. He started hanging out, which I knew him for many years too. Me and him been brothers for we're brothers from another mother. That's my dog. Actually, majority of these guys that I'm talking about right now, they're all like my brothers. But we done fell off, and it's crazy over this. I'm like, we wasn't even famous, so imagine if we was famous. Was it really real? Did I spend all these years of being like this with each other for nothing? We let it go away for this? I mean, don't get me wrong. This is something I truly care about. But like, damn, dog, like it was that serious? And I'm always cool to patch things up and be cool, but people still want to be mad and everything. So it's like, it is what it is. But anyway, so then me, my dog, Big G, and my other homie, we got into it. We started doing the show. I started to get some other people to pop into the show. They wanted to be down. I said, okay, cool, man. But this is what I need from y'all. If y'all don't believe in this like I believe in it, then I don't need you here. Because I need people to believe in this. This is the only way that we're going to get this popping. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm in it. Da, 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 da. Okay, these are your parts. All I'm asking for people, I'm like, look, I'm doing all the audio. I'm doing all the mixing. I'm making the beats. I'm doing everything. All I'm asking you to do is share and let people know. That's all I'm asking. I'm taking care of everything else. Ain't no one coming out of pocket. Damn it. Ain't no one coming out of pocket. Nothing. I'm like, y'all chilling. All you got to do is share the show and let people know how we get down. They couldn't even do that, bro. They couldn't even do that. Then they're like, oh, it's the way you talking to us. It's the way you talking to us. I'm like, look, bro. So am I supposed to sweet talk y'all? So just to get y'all moving? I said, nah, man, I ain't no boss, bro. I'm a leader. I'm gonna show y'all to the promised land, but you gotta follow. And if y'all don't want to drink the water, well, I'm showing you where we finally got it, and you don't want to drink by listening, and hey, you know what? You say you could do it better than me. Go on ahead. I'm gonna let you go. Do you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing, and we'll just see. And that's like I've told everybody, I said, no throwing darts or no shooting shots at them, but I always say, all right, you do you, I'm gonna do me. Let's see where we at. And as I've always said, not to talk that shit, but over here in Shockalou Dreams, man, we walk that shit, talk that shit, know it's gonna be about that shit.
Shockalou Dreams.
We were the ones that ended up reigning supreme. Everybody else is crickets, and we out here still doing us. And I still got nothing but love for all the homies. I would love for y'all to come back here and let's do this how it's supposed to be done. But if not, I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna do it.
Hey, that's how it's supposed to be, man. That's how it's supposed to be. I learned in the beginning of all of this in this podcast, and even after, I was telling my buddy, man, I was like, yo, because we big like wrestling is, even if, because when I initially started the podcast, I always would talk about like wrestling or whatever, but I know everybody was not into it or stopped watching or whatever. So I said I wanted to broaden the audience out, and I know I sit around talking about everything from, gun violence and aspiring people, just different topics. And I'm like, man, let's do this, man, because we'll sit around and just do it. But now I learned not everybody see your vision. Not everybody is gonna believe in what you believe in. And as long as you keep going and long as you keep pushing at it, that's the only thing that matters, though. You feel me? And I have people who I have on the podcast, and the main thing is that I ask is just share it. Just share it. You feel me? Like the opportunity for someone, especially people who reach out on me, people will say, yo, man, this is the first time I ever been on a podcast, and they never would share it or they never would say anything. Or when I had my buddy on, it was like difficult pulling teeth to get him to share it. So it's like, well, damn, though, like we black people, we can't even stick
it only
together.
Take
like
1 second. 1 second hit. Boop. On here. Just boop or share. That's it. I'm not asking y'all. Like, look, bro, you can go cook, go take a dump, go do whatever you're doing. Just hit play on the video and walk off, bro. I don't care. But let me let me breathe on that algorithm. Let me get in there. I say, you may not want to listen to it. That's fine. But I know if I at least can get in the frequency and ride up in the wave, it's gonna knock. It's gonna knock. Somebody gonna hear it. After they start hearing it. Now, you can be left behind. That's fine. I know you one of them don't want to hear it. But I know there are people that want to hear it. Because if not, look at the views that you're building slowly but surely. Look at the views I'm building slowly but surely. So we got them. We got them.
Yeah.
It's just we're trying to plug ourselves in the matrix to figure out how to get it big.
Yeah. And it's a lot of people, like I said, your friends, your family members. People are just envious of you because they feel like, man, I can do that better than him, man. I ain't gonna subscribe. I'm gonna create my own, and so I can out like how we were saying, trying to outdo the next though. Like, damn, like if we
the crab in the bucket mentality, bro. The crab in the bucket mentality. Don't get me wrong, I'll be on that competitive shit too. That's why you heard me. I was sitting there talking about shit. I said, hey, go ahead, dog. Go ahead. But see, before I got on my grizzly, I said, hey, let's do this together. Because still, till this day, that's all I want to do, bro. Like, I don't want to be the big dog. What I want to do is have, like, what is it, like a cul-de-sac, or not even a cul-de-sac, a whole spot, bro. Like, for instance, let's say me and you been homies for years. Okay, it's me living right here, you living right here, the other homie living right here, our cameraman living right here, everybody that we all cool with that built what we were trying to do, everybody living all together in harmony. And it's all because we all stuck together and built this shit.
Right about that, man.
And everybody else can network off of that.
You're right. Hey, you're right, man. Hey, yo, speaking facts here on the 1130 podcast. Got a dope show going on, you guys. But yo, we're gonna take a quick break, and on the other side, I'm gonna put my man Shockalou in the hot seat. We're gonna talk about some more things, man. The WTF moment, all that, man. For real. Sit tight. You're listening and you're watching to the 1130 podcast. You did.
manifest to kind of show you, like, you know, we made it through all of that. Now we here,
Right.
you know. So I'm just very particular, bro, about like messages and like how people perceive the show. So that's kind of what.
Sound like you
Man, he's very creative. That's a very, very creative process, because you don't really hear about that unless you go to some of these big time shows. You don't hear about people doing, like, getting real creative with the music while they on stage performing. Mostly we think motherfuckers be on there getting hype and, you know, hop, we can eat hop, shit like that. You actually giving them like a vision with the music.
Yeah, it got to be an experience.
Yo, what up? This your boy Kenneth Stones, aka Coffee Weaston. This your boy D.O.E. Good Brother Bowl. And we are the Dirty Hills. You already know, man, you tuning in to 11:30 podcast. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Dude, that's my job. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Yeah. And you have been Dirty Hills approved.
Yo, we back here on the 11:30 podcast. Appreciate everyone sticking with me throughout the short break, man. For real, I got my guy Dr. Shockalou here on the podcast, chopping it up, man, having some fun, man. Dope vibes. But you guys, man, we gonna keep podcast moving on, man. You guys, man, it's time for the WTF moment of the week. WTF moment of the week, you guys. Yo, Dr. Shockalou, each and every week I always share a WTF moment of the week. Something crazy you may seen, heard, or saw. You want to go first, and I can share my WTF moment. Just if you have one.
See a WT moment?
Yeah, WTF moment. What the fuck moment?
Damn. You know what's crazy is I got so many, but you just hit me on the spot with this right now. Like, I can't think of not one. But give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can think of one. Sorry, this dog jumps up on me all the time, man. This is Puppy Gunther over here. But what is it? Okay, I got one. I don't think I even told this in front of my girl. She's gonna hear this story. There was this girl that I used to mess with a long time ago. I went to her crib one day, and a chick prior before her, she used to like icy hot condoms, the Trojan joints. So I brought those. You know, that's what the other chick used to like. So I figured, let me try these with this one. So I go to the crib. Everything good. Everything gets to popping. I put my little thingy on. Everything good. Get the deed done. Get dressed. See you later. Bam, I go home. No problem. Wake up the next morning. I'm getting text messages like crazy. I'm like, the hell's going on? So I start looking at my messages. The girl, to make a long story short, if it wasn't for the roommate finally coming in, the girl was allergic to the icy hots. So her throat swelled up and Shorty couldn't breathe, and Shorty was out in the living room suffocating. They had to take her to the hospital and all that shit for her to breathe again, dog. I bullshit you not.
Yo, man. That's a WTF moment right there, man. That's a
If I'm lying, I'm flying, dog.
WTF.
Real
Oh
talk.
man. Oh man. Okay. All right. Man, I was thinking a WTF moment. Usually I always have one on the spot though, but just everything just been going on even here in the city. I'm from DC, and yeah, it goes on all across the country and the world too. It's just WTF, just on the gun violence, man. Just the gun violence that's been
Yeah.
going on, and taking a whole lot of brothers, man. I spoke about how my brother earlier this year in April was killed, and
And
just
RIP to the brother, my condolences.
I appreciate it. And just seeing in the limelight in the entertainment world with so many other rappers and stuff like that, and also in the black community, and lately with rapper Takeoff and stuff like that getting shot and killed like that. It's sad. Like, I think we need to find something better to do, and just stop always picking up guns and going to go shoot like my man Dr. Shockalou building his podcast and what he got going on from the ground up. And from myself, I don't think guys out here and with the generation now is just everybody want fast money, and they don't believe in working for something, because it never was taught to them as a young age. It was always like
Yes.
going to
It's
go
just
get
things is
money.
different, bro. I don't
Yeah.
mean to cut you off, but what I
Nah,
like to
go ahead.
say when it comes to things like that is because I like to call that stuff the ancient scrolls, because it wasn't taught those ways. Like, you know, I was taught, some women now would look at this like it's crazy. I was taught, I was seeing my mother ironing my father's clothes, bringing the plate to my father, um, you know, bringing everything, making sure that man was straight. But also seeing my father getting up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, spending months out in the field because he was in the military, getting ready to go to war, doing all sorts of stuff to defend to defend our country, to defend me, to defend my mother, to do all sorts of stuff. So, and I was seen to where like how you have to make your rooms and treat everybody with respect. Like, I remember there was a time when you could be down the block and your neighbor could see you doing something bad. They'll give you a whooping and come back and tell your parents what happened, and they be like, "Oh, okay." Like, now you'd be like, "Oh, hell no, you ain't touching my kid." But back in the day when it was our parents and all that stuff like that, like, nah, everybody, like, the whole neighborhood was all cool with each other. It was all love. Now we can't do nothing like that. And
Yeah.
back to what I was saying, they're not taught the ancient ways. That's what I like to call it, because now we're so lost to that. Like, even the men, like these young men now don't even know how to change a tire. Half of us brothers only have a fourth grade reading level. You know what I mean? Uh, these women now, they have multiple baby daddies. And the way the system is now, it's like they kind of like encourage that. Like, you don't need a man. That's why you see so many of these females with this masculine energy. But
Mentality.
then they don't understand till when it gets to the end of time, it's you're like, oh no, you did it wrong. Now, unless you came up with that paper, but still at the end of the day, too, with that having all that paper, you still gonna want to have that, you know, that, because even the toughest man, I myself, I'm a hard headed motherfucker, but still at the end of the days, still gonna kind of want someone there. You feel me? But if you don't play them positions like it's been, because if you look at it from back in the days when it became with Adam and Eve, I mean, it wasn't that this and this and this. Like, no, man, we all had a role. We all played a position. And it's not saying
Yeah.
that you have to be this and you have to be that. It's just positions that we must play if you want this thing to work properly. You can't.
Yeah. Do you
Some
feel
things
like
we
do
can
you feel
think outside the box, but some things we must not, because it don't work. Try it.
I like that. I like that. Do you feel like the younger generation or this generation don't have a lot of guidance that
Yeah.
that you
And
say the
that's
ancient
on us.
generation did?
That's on us, because this is once again, I blame us on this too, because uh this is where it comes in when I like to say it's a lot of bad parenting. When we were younger, our pops and moms used to beat the shit out of us. You did something wrong, they was lighting your ass up. What we do now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Don't do that. just talk to them, because we remember the ass whoopers. But you know what? Look how where you got, and look how you was respecting so much. Now look what you doing by not doing what they did to your ass is what you done created now. And I'm not saying you got to beat them and shit, but I'm saying if you got knocked a couple times in your head when you was a youngin, and you came out to be pretty good and decent, and I think maybe you should have followed what mommy and daddy put on your ass, so that when you raise it might be coming out the same way. Because if you're doing it your way, you see you having all these problems, and I guess it ain't working.
Not enough structure, not enough structure and guidelines going on behind the scenes, man.
No, man, it's crazy, but we all must take accountability, even men. Like, we all got to take accountability, because we got a lot of men out here to be simping. But it's too, they was raised by a single mother too. And I've always said this too, not to diss women at all. So before women start throwing jabs or getting hot and whatever, this is not to diss any of y'all, man. I'm just stating some real facts. One thing a man cannot do is make a little girl into a woman. Unless you're doing like that sexual stuff, but we're not even getting into any of that. I'm just saying, talking to her and showing her how to be a woman. Only a woman can do that. But there's one thing definitely that you cannot do either, is turn a boy into a man.
That's why
only we can do that. But the only way we can do this is we have to have the unity, because you must teach the youngins everything. But how can I teach them everything? Because I don't have that feminine in me. So I don't know that side. You must be there to teach them that. But there also must be here, me, the man, to teach this side too. It's not all about pixie dust and fairies. It's real out here. And you must understand that. You must move this type of way, respect and all sorts of stuff. Because if not, you can end up in one turn and you ain't never turning again.
And that's what I say a lot to my fiance. We got a little boy, and my father wasn't there in my life, so I do everything I can to be there for him and get stuff that he needs and stuff like that. And it's like, he a boy, and I gotta teach him certain things. Like I said, be in his life and teach him things that
it's imperative that you're there now. It's imperative that you're doing it.
And you can't teach them certain things, and I think that's what we had a little bit, like, can't find the right word. I don't just want to use any word, but I think that's where we had a little miss up, that because a lot of fathers are taking out these households, and the single women are raising all these boys and everything like that. So trying to turn them into men, trying to tell them how to be a man where they are women, and and I think that's where it's
and they can't shifty. And it's not to diss them, like I'm saying, once again, it's not to diss you ladies, because
not to diss, because I was raised by a single
mother.
Yes,
here we go.
Yes, I was too.
Here we go. and a lot of things I had to learn the hard way. I had to learn the hard way, but through the times I've acquired the knowledge and the wisdom and understood what it is to become a man and to be a man. But before you want to sit there and buck up and say you're a man just because you got a little bit of hamburger meat on your chest, that don't mean you a man, right? Like, you gotta put in that work and earn that respect. You know what I mean? And until you earn that, don't ever walk around out here saying, "Yeah, I'm a man." No, you're not. You're becoming one, but you're not one yet. And it's all about just life, man. And especially when you have a seed, when your seed's around, like, you got to forget about if we out here in the streets, we clubbing, or we go time with drip. Nah. There's a youngin' here now. All that fun time you did is over. I'm not saying life is over, but some of that stuff you used to do, you got to 86 that, bro. You gotta be here for this one. 'Cause if you're not there, it's another lost soul. And what, you want to keep the cycle going? Most of us now that kind of understand things now. Because another thing too about us brothers and sisters, we were and it's not to diss our parents, because they didn't know it either. But how not to be saying things, but not how other people have gotten ahead of us, is because they are already known the numbers and known things. You know what I'm saying? That it got already set down from one generation to another generation to, you know, teaching them. We was not taught that. And it's not to blame our parents because our parents wasn't taught that either. But now that we acquire all this knowledge now, it is time that we start putting this stuff and implementing it to these youngins. Instead of teaching them how to bust and get it popping, teach them how to work these numbers and get up into this matrix and finagle the bagel. So they too can get that paper and be up there now. And then they can have that generation or generational wealth. Because now, before it was hard to get it, but now with all the stuff we got, man, you can get it like that. It's just we got to figure out the matrix. But see, as me and yourself, we're kind of behind. We were there when the computers were first made and all this stuff, but we're kind of a little bit behind. These youngins now that they mind like this, so they pick it up a little more quicker.
Yeah.
So if you can understand all this stuff and get it right,
hey, it's all yours, man. It's
for
all
real.
yours.
You feel me?
What keeps you inspired, man? What inspires you?
What inspired me with the podcast?
Or just in life in general.
Man, all right. Well, before I just used to wild out, bro. I just didn't care when my parents divorced and everything, and I had to move and live into the hood and the PJs and all that stuff. Like, life changed. I seen some stuff that just like fucked me up, like pretty bad. But I'm gonna keep it a buck. Fuck it. After the last time I came home, like something I don't know, bro. Something just snapped on me and was like, "Hey, man, grow up, bro. It's time to act like a man." And I had a couple homies that I told them, let me, help me get a job. If I could work with you, like I would never, tarnish your name or anything. Like, you could fuck up the job, but you ain't got to worry about me, bro. Since you put me in the game, I'll be there longer than you. And I pretty much did that. And from there, bro, just I don't know, man. Like something just clicked in my head. I don't know what it was, dog, but I know it just clicked. And it was just like, hey, you don't move, you don't eat. So I stopped with the street shit, stopped everything, and just been good ever since, bro. I mean, it ain't been all peaches and cream, but I know I never got to really look over my shoulders no more. And I stay fresh to death. So I think everything's pretty good. So it's not the best, but I think everything's good.
Hey, look at it. As long as you another day above water, man, and just another day to just to see life, man, is good, man. I appreciate that answer. I always ask my guests, what inspires them, because it's always some negative things that be going on in the world. We gotta have something to keep us uplifted and keep us going and stuff like that. All right, you guys, man, we're gonna move on. You guys here on the podcast. It's time, you guys, for the 11:30 podcast hot seat. All right, Shockalou, man. It's time for the hot seat. Got 6 questions for you, and we're gonna roll with it. You ready?
Fire away. Let's get this going on.
All right. If you could describe yourself with one word, what would it be?
Asshole.
Asshole?
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
Because I'm a very blunt person, bro. I don't sugarcoat. Like a lot of people like to tell people, things that make you
what they want.
You're gonna be okay. It's gonna be better days. Nah, motherfucker. You fucked up. It is what it is, bro. What's good for the geese is good for the gander. Like, we're not playing games here, bro. Like, if you don't move, you don't eat. Fuck all this. Hey, this is what it is. You don't like it? I'm not here to tell you what it is. I'm not gonna sell to you the dream. I'm gonna tell you what exactly going on. Hey, bro, if you do not do this, this is where your ass gonna end up at. I don't care what anybody tell you, but this is what it is.
Okay, I dig it. Okay, what's been your biggest mistake so far in life, and what did you learn from it?
My biggest mistake in life. I would say this is gonna be something serious. I never talk about this either. I would say when I left my what's he at? My first nephew here. I don't know if you can see him good here. This guy right here. Well, anyways, his name is Uriah D. Jordan. He was born premature. And this was during the time when I was wilding out in the streets and everything and being bad guys and all that bullshit. I left, but I left to try to go do some better things. But I was still wilding out. The kid ended up getting sick, I guess, and he ended up having too much fluid in his lungs, and the little homie passed away on New Year's. And from that point, ever since, all my little youngins that been around, like all my sister's kids and my niece's kids, like I'm always there for them. I always try to make sure they get what they want, and or try to make sure they're okay. Like I'm just there.
I got you, man.
So that right there like changed me, and it's like, hey, you got to teach these youngins what it is, man. You got to.
I got you. Yeah. Right about that. Okay, if you could tell your former self one thing right now, what would it be?
Should have educated yourself sooner.
Should have educated yourself sooner.
Yeah, like there's a couple things that I knew about, but I didn't really pay no mind to it until now that I'm like, damn, bro, if you would have just, you knew what time it was, but you didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like for an example, like let's say if you knew like stocks and stuff, if you knew about the stock game, but you didn't really, put the game on it, and you see other people blowing up and doing their thing off of it and just getting it, don't you think you'd have been like, damn, I wish I would have did that? Things like that.
Okay.
A couple of things I slept on that I knew I should have powered up off of, and I didn't do it right.
Okay. Cool. All right. What would you consider to be your deepest fear?
My deepest fear? Shit, airplanes, dog. I used to love being in planes, bro. Like, for real, honestly, I used to travel all over the world. My father was in the military. Like, bro, I traveled all over the world. I've been to Germany. I've been to Mexico. I've been to Cancun. I've been to Turkey. I've been everywhere, bro. But I will say to like about maybe 2016, I was going back to Texas to go visit a couple of my old friends and stuff. It's for my birthday. And I went through some turbulence. And after that, bro, it ain't been the same ever since, bro. I can't get in the plane no more.
Dang. That's crazy because I want to fly on a plane though, but I think that'd be something that'll scare the shit out of me right there.
Nah, bro, I'm telling you, man. Because the thing I know we all got our time, dog. Like one day we're gonna expire. That there's two things that gonna happen to you here in America. You always gonna pay taxes, and your ass gonna die. So you ain't booking that. So if it's my time to go, when it is, I hope it's not anytime soon. But at least give me a chance to fight for it. Let me fight for it. I'm in the plane, ain't no fighting that shit. Hey, put your head between your ass like a motherfucking ostrich and let's go down. Wow. Ain't nothing you can do about that unless you know how to fly a plane. You know how to get over there, try to finagle the bagel on that. If not, you going downtown.
Okay. If your life was a movie or a book, or what would the title be?
Oh man, what would the title be? Let me see. The Multiple Chambers of Shockalou.
Multiple Chambers of Shockalou?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever thought about writing a book?
Oh yeah, I've been wanting, man. I've been wanting to do a documentary. It's just I don't. This is like see what I was saying. Now this is something that I've been wanting to do for the longest. I just don't know how to plug it in and do it right because I'm telling you, man, like the stuff I've been through and just I know it would be funny. It would be. I mean, you're gonna get all the emotions through it.
Yeah, look at if you want to do that, man. I support you all the way. I did a documentary for my YouTube channel, and the only thing about it that I would love to do like an updated version of one, but just because I didn't have a cameraman, so it was kind of like placed in more so one position and just a 10
Yeah,
part
yeah.
episode about my life. So definitely, if you could do that, man, that'd be dope. Definitely support you. Okay, do you think that men are more rational and what? Let me say that one more time. Do you think men are more rational than women are more rational or emotional? Let me. I think I missed the
I
whole
get what you're
question.
saying. I get what you're
You get
saying.
what I'm saying? Okay, okay. Shit. I'm like,
You can't even say it straight because you're like, oh man, I don't. But nah, yeah. I definitely believe that, but in certain things because you know, there are some very very strong women out here, and like I some of them just have me mind boggled. I'm like, wow, like you out here getting it, like you doing it. And it's not. I'm not saying all just by financially or nothing, but just how they are. Like I mean, they're just a good person at heart. They're good to their man, or they're just good to their children. They're just a good all around person. You know what I'm saying? So uh and but we were asking. Damn, I lost my train of thought. Damn, I'm so sorry, y'all. I lost my train of thought. You were asking what was if men were rational than women?
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Let me rewind all that. Yeah, I believe men are more rational because most of us men think with logic, and a lot of women think with a lot of emotion. But it's nothing wrong to think with emotion. It's not. But at the end of the day, you have to think with logic. That's how great leaders and winners can move. You know, that's how it can be bishop to pawn one, and you sliced them off. You got them. But you have to think with logic. Like one thing I always say, 2 + 2 is 4, right? So no matter what you say, what you do, how you feel, however you want to write it, it's still gonna mean 2 + 2 is 4. So there's certain things that we must do in life, like let's say on the first. What happens on the first? Rent. So it doesn't matter if you're sad, depressed, the bubble guts, in pain, whatever the hell going on, the first is always gonna come on the first, and that rent is always gonna be due. Rent, mortgage, whatever it is, you know that number one, something gotta come out your pocket. So while you sitting there being all emotional about all this other stuff and da da da, nah, you gotta focus on this because sometimes you can get knocked off on the bigger picture, and now you're so focused into this, now you forgot, oh man, I gotta take care of this, and now everything just starts spiraling downhill. So that's what I say. You always gotta think with logic. And pretty much if you do, you'll pretty much survive any outcome. But if you don't, and just straight flex off of emotion, boy, you better hope you pick the right emotions. Cause I've done some dumb shit too, going off emotions. And it ended me up in some big trouble. You know, that's what I'm saying. I could have rewound that, thought a little bit with logic. You know, could have dodged left instead of right. And things could have looked a little different for the kid, but I went off of some emotion. It had me fucked up in the game in the long run. But if I would have sat back and thought with some logic, maybe the movements would have been totally different.
I got you. I got you. I got you. Look here. Shockalou, man, I appreciate you coming through here on the 1130 podcast, man. It's a great time chopping it up with you. So fun. Really dope time. Before you go, man, any questions, any shout outs, anything you would like to say?
Yeah, bro. First of all, I'd like to thank you for even having me up on the show and even letting my lady come up in here and throw her little 2 cents in the game.
Hey, I appreciate
And
it.
whenever you know, like I said, you ever want to network anymore, you need any help, anything, bro, I'm always open. Any other friends you want to put on the game or teach or whatever we can network on, I'm always open for that, bro. And I like to give a big shout out to my homeboy Big G, aka Supreme Rex. He's not in the building today, but he will be. Actually, he should be over here tonight because I actually have an interview tonight too. I got this young artist that my homeboy that I used to work with. He was a running around into bad things too, and finally got his stuff together and got himself a little record label going on. And he's trying to do positive things, man, getting other people, helping them, trying to do things. So we're gonna try to help him get some promotion. We're gonna have the young lady come through, and she's gonna talk about her music and a little bit about her life and stuff. So shout out to Brim and everything. Be on the lookout for that episode. That'll be coming soon. Who else I want to give a shout out to? Let's see, man. All the Shockalou Dreams followers. People, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share on the 1130 podcast show. Not just for him, but all for him. And then y'all can come check out my page, which is the infamous Shockalou Dreams podcast, and you can do the same thing. So as y'all know, sharing is caring, but don't act like Karens, but start sharing. Are you digs?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, I dig it. I dig it so much, man. I appreciate you coming through here on the podcast. This was a great show. Man, you know you're welcome back anytime. I got the new show, Beyond 1130. I definitely
I definitely want to hop on that with you, bro. I definitely want to be on some of that.
Yes, definitely. I will keep you in the bag, man, and keep you in the queue and reach out to you to holler at you to bring you back on, man. We start doing some recordings for that first season of that show in about 2 weeks or so. So 10 episodes. I'm gonna definitely try to get you on that season.
Yeah, holler at me, dog.
Do that, man. Yes.
And I definitely want you to hop on my show too, bro. We gotta, now that you done put me on, behind closed doors, you let me know on that little thing. I want to try that so we can link up and we can do something, bro. I definitely want you on one of my shows, man, and get on one of our topics, bro.
Okay, I got you, my guy. I definitely got you. Okay, man, this was a great show, you guys. Shockalou, appreciate you coming through here on the podcast. Sit tight. We're gonna wrap up the show, man. Once again, thank you for coming on the show, my guy. Yo, man, this was a great one. I'm trying to find the right button though, but here we go. All right, you guys, man, great show here on the 1130 podcast. Appreciate Shockalou for coming through here on the 11th podcast this week. Before we go, the links will be down in the description in the bio here on Spotify and on YouTube for you to get some 1130 podcast merch. Go to bonfire.com/the 1130 podcast. Also, new episode of Talk Pro Wrestling this Friday on YouTube, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 Central. And also, the Commission Talk is back. We back live this Wednesday. Erg the Joker will be the host. We're going to be talking all things wrestling and more. If you haven't checked out the latest episode of Talk Pro Wrestling, where we dived in some mental health topics, where Erg definitely opened up and shared some emotional stuff, definitely check out that episode. But other than that, man, this was a great show. The links is down below for the Shockalou Dreams podcast on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, and definitely, if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe here on YouTube. But I'm about to head on out of here, and before I go, you know what time it is. Don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter at the 1130 podcast. I like the 1130 podcast on Facebook. And if you haven't done so, once again, this entire episode, definitely subscribe to the 1130 podcast on YouTube and follow me on TikTok, man. I'm trying to get the hang of that and, do some new stuff with that, man. For real. It's going to be dope. But this is it, man. I'm about to keep on rambling on with you, man. Another dope episode in the books. I see you guys next week here on the podcast. From myself, Dre, a.k.a. Dre on Wheels, and Shockalou. Stay safe, stay blessed. Give all the glory to God, man. Won't he do it? And I'm out.